Hey, what's up everybody, it's Captain Awesome. I normally don't do this type of reply video, but I guess I will for you, Phil, because we go back a long time, and I respect you, and so I'll do it. This video, and you can go watch it, it's a few minutes long, and then come back and watch this if you like. No, really, go on. It's about how can I support Ron Paul, because he doesn't support the separation of church and state, and that's against everything I believe in. First off, let me say, my man crush on Ron Paul is not a recent thing. My man crush on Ron Paul has gone on for many years now, and to validate this, you could go look through my video log, and indeed, you can see that I have videos of Ron Paul before he ever decided to run for president. This has been a long-standing man crush that I have on him. Atheism is not everything I believe in. You know, it's a fraction of my total beliefs. No more than atheism or agnosticism is everything you believe in, Phil. I assume you have lots of other beliefs other than that, and I happen to be a conservative libertarian. In fact, I'm very passionate about it. I just don't often talk about it on this channel. Originally, my channel was going to be about religion and politics, you know. I just happened to have found, as I went along, that the religion part was much more fun. Unintended side effect of not really doing my politics stuff, I ended up with a lot of liberal subscribers. Fine, whatever. They should just know that I have utter disdain for them, and that I may do a liberal bashing video from time to time, so fuck you. Ron Paul's message of leave your neighbor alone and mind your own business is very appealing to a lot of atheists. This was one of the biggest cheer lines of the night, was we do not need to force our morals on other people, and we should mind our own business and let people do what they want. Giant standing ovation. But this is very appealing to a lot of atheists. So I think that maybe this article, because I don't believe, you know, every person who has presented this article dug through 4 years of Ron Paul archives to find it. But no, I think somebody realized in some camp or another that this is going to take votes away from them if Ron Paul gets a lot of the secular vote. So they drudged it up, and people read it, and they assume that this is, as you said, Bill O'Reilly-like, without having read any of his other articles in Texas Straight Talk to sort of back up what he's talking about. And he says in this article there's no basis for a strict separation of church and state. Now, and you then say in your description, Ron Paul does not believe in separation of church and state. Well, that's sort of like saying I don't like to take tons of medication, and having that say I don't believe in medication. Or sort of like saying, you know, I don't believe in overeating. That doesn't mean that the person doesn't believe in eating, you know? It's sort of like that. Strict separation of church and state. In fact, you can sort of derive from that he must believe in the separation of church and state. Otherwise, he would have just said, I don't believe in the separation of church and state. You know? Otherwise, he wouldn't have said strict at all. Now, what we need to get from this is, what is a strict separation of church and state? This is the type of atheists who, if they see their neighbors with like a manger set at Christmas, they bitch about it, or if they see somebody wearing a big cross at school, they start screaming separation of church and state. This is what Ron Paul was referring about when he said strict separation of church and state. You can see that this exists in France, and I'm not just saying that because I want to pick on France, although I do want to pick on France. No, I'm saying that because I'm most familiar with the French system. When they passed the headscarf law, which it was called, which banned all obvious religious icons in public spaces. No giant crosses, no headscarves for Muslim women. That's a strict separation of church and state, where religion is banned. And if you go on and read the whole article, you can see where he talks about where religion is banished from public sphere, where we're not allowed to see anything religious, like on a public sidewalk or in a school or whatever. You know, this is a lot different than a passive separation of church and state, which is what we have always traditionally had in the United States, where we don't have enforced school prayer, but we're not banning people from praying. You know, so there's a mound of difference between a strict separation of church and state and a separation of church and state, and it's a complete misnomer to say Ron Paul doesn't believe in a separation of church and state. Now, I say that Ron Paul will take away. And the second thing that he said, in the article, that the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution are replete with references to God. I assume when he was doing that, he was grouping them together and just using the one as in the Declaration of Independence. Obviously, like you said, the Constitution has no references to God, unless you count. The funny thing is, one time this person was trying to argue with me that it does, and the only reference to God in the Constitution is that it says, "in the year of our Lord," and that's just funny. That's like if I write AD and BC, you know, that means that I love Jesus and I support all of this faith-based hooey that Ron Paul would repeal, by the way. You can see that on his YouTube channel, that he said he would repeal every single faith-based initiative by George Bush. I mean, he named his son after an atheist. You know, what more do you need? And when I saw his speech, he said, "Our rights do not come from the government. They come either from a natural source or from God." Now, you may go, ooh, you know, he included God in there. I guarantee you, every other Republican candidate, and probably most of the Democrats, well, most of the Democrats would say our rights come from the government, but every other Republican candidate won't even include a natural source. That's an agnostic point of view right there that he's going. But he just recognizes that, you know, his support comes a lot from atheists. And the Libertarian Party is 70% atheist and agnostic. So there's no contradiction at all in me being an atheist and supporting Ron Paul. So that's all I got to say. Thanks for the video. Think about it. Peace out.